Hi, so I'm Scott from South Florida Insider, and this year we got some new excitement here at the fair. Tell us a little bit about the future of Magic and how it came about here.
Well, the future of Magic will be here at the South Florida Fair, Scott, for 17 days this year. We're doing 51 shows. We've been doing Magic for about 25 years, but the show has been constantly evolving, and we've been adding like really cool effects and neon and lasers and things to keep young people's attention, but also the people who have seen Magic before. We want to sort of create a whole new presentation. So we've been doing it for a while, and it's been a lot of fun. And it's kind of a journey because Magic is always changing, and when you have future element, you're always kind of trying to chase it and keep up with it and add cool new effects. And like right over here, we see the red light. We can come over here and just pull it right off the camera. This is pretty cool. And then all of a sudden stuff happens. We put it here, there, bring it out over here. It's a lot of fun.
How'd you ever get started in Magic? I mean, Magic's not exactly the type of thing everybody wants to do it, but only a few actually practice it.
Well, when I was a little kid, I was about 12 years old, I got into a magic club called the Counts of Conjuring. And it was a club for kids, and we met once a month at a magic shop. And we started learning the art and the craft of magic. And we learned to put an act together for competition. Then we started competing against each other, and then we did competitions, local competitions, and then we did national competitions. And the acts got bigger and bigger and more involved. And from there, I went to a college in magic after high school called the Chavez College of Magic and Prestidigitation. And from there, I studied under the premier sleight of hand authority. His name was Neil Foster, and I learned a lot of the manipulation and sleight of hand, kind of like the classical art of music. That's the highest form of magic, is the sleight of hand. So that was a major influence, was the College of Magic, Chavez College of Magic.
What's been like the biggest transition? I mean, kind of being a performer of your own, doing your own magic stuff, and then taking on, like, it seems like you got 20 other performers on stage with you at a given
production.
time. Yeah, I mean, a big production.
Yeah, well, the thing about the production is you can then add all these other elements in that really keep people's interest, and you can make magic kind of new again and fresh by adding all the production elements. We use the lasers, we have a giant robot that's a stage set, and of course we have the tiger, and we have the dancers, and that keeps people's interest as well. So it's a lot of fun. We add a lot of neon and special effects too to most of the illusions, so that they look real fresh. And some of the illusions have been completely redesigned, and they have a whole new they take on a whole new look, and that keeps it fun for everybody to watch, and interesting for me too, kind of challenging for me too.
How do you ever get to the point, though? I mean, like, you obviously have an array of different things. I mean, all the different levitations and boxing people up. How do you even get somebody to be like, well, do you mind if I kind of stick this through you? Don't worry, you're going to be okay. I mean, even when you bring an audience member out of the crowd, I mean, how do you kind of get that in scope?
Well, when I'm looking for the right person in the audience, I'm always scanning to see who's laughing, who's having fun, who has a good heart, who has a good, character about them. So you have to do that in a split second, but you kind of learn how to do it, and you try to get somebody up who's going to have fun and play along with it. And then once you get them up there, you just you tell them what's going to happen, and you just go with it. And you never know what's going to happen, but it's always fun, and it's always filled with laughs.
Well, being obviously a stage performer and stuff, and just kind of showing a little bit of magic at the start of this interview, how do you do it? Like, if you're in a crowd of people, do you ever just all of a sudden throw something together just to really mess with people's minds?
Absolutely. And that's the fun part of magic. You can take it anywhere you want, and you can do magic with any object. Everyday object. You can just pick something up and create magic right there in front of somebody, and that's a real power of magic too.
What about, I mean, even the power of magic also plays into the power of imagination, and it seems like you really seem to build that up with all the different effects
Thank
and
you.
all the different props and everything
Yeah.
else. How did that like kind of form?
Well, I did a lot of traveling around the world with the show, and I went to Egypt, Israel, Australia, Japan, Singapore, Hong Kong, China, and through all of that traveling, it opened my eyes to all the different cultures and the different art forms that are around the world. And so I would use and borrow from, those experiences and try to put that into my magic. So that's why you see a lot of the different themes, to try to give it a little bit more meaning rather than just doing an illusion with a particular box or something. So we try to wrap a theme around it, and the costuming and the whole production that you were mentioning before. It makes it more fun for the audience too.
Well, I know with musicians always seem to like kind of pull a prank on each other. Does anything like that ever happen on the magic side? I mean, coming into a show, knowing that it's more like a friends and family type of crowd that you have, has any one of your performers ever try to pull one over on you, or vice versa?
During a show,
During a show.
there was a few years ago, we did a tour with a bunch of magicians, and so I actually did that to one of the magicians who was on stage, but it didn't affect the audience. The audience didn't know what was happening. Only he did, because we were kind of over in the wings pulling off this prank as he was performing. So it didn't affect his performance per se from the perception of the audience.
But all the
but he
magicians
knew,
knew it
yeah, he knew.
So what did you do? Can you elaborate, or?
No, it's kind of a secret because
Oh,
it's kind of
okay.
a little bit inside.
No, so but those pranks do happen
Yeah,
amongst
absolutely.
each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, after the fair, I think I overheard you're going to be traveling to Sarasota. And is there any other places around the country, or what's
Well,
new?
we're going to be in Sarasota. We're going to be at Boca West next month. We're going to be in Solavita and up near Orlando. Then we head up to Indiana. We're going to be in Texas this year. So we've got, last year we did 150 shows. We're probably going to do 160 this year, and it's going to take us all over the country. So watch for us. Watch for us on Facebook. FutureOfMagic.com is our website as well, and Future of Magic on Facebook. So you can friend us if they'd like.
And anything else you'd like to say to all the people that haven't got a chance to yet see your show?
Well, I'd certainly like to invite everybody out. We've got quite a production here this year, and we'd like to invite everybody out to see the show. It's pretty unique and full of a lot of special effects and excitement, a bit of comedy, as Scott mentioned. So please come out to the South Florida Fair and check out the Future of Magic show. A little something before we go. We're going to just take this handkerchief right here. I couldn't leave without doing a quick effect. I'm just going to place it in here. Did you bring a little magic with you today, Scott?
A little bit.
You're crazier than I am, aren't you?
Yeah, just a bit.
All right, so just sprinkle the magic over the handkerchief, and we say the magic words, South Florida Fair. Don't miss the Future of Magic show.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.